What's up, peeps? It's been a while. Today we're going to be making an ice-cold beat. I don't know what exactly this is going to turn into, but I'm thinking of like... Okay, so the snow levels in Mario games, that one Blady record, just music that makes you just shiver a little bit, just go, ah. Let's get right into it. Now, I don't feel like using a sample this time, so what I want to do is I want to actually find some sounds. I talk about these in every video, but I'm going to say it again. I love sound font files. Let's actually set up an effects rack for instruments to go through. I like the Reverb SC, that's a stock lmms plugin that they added a while back. This is really good for kind of icy ambient stuff. What I want to do is turn up the delay a little bit, which I think is just part of their size in this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go through some sounds, and I will let you know when I find something cool. All right, I'm really digging this sound. And still not exactly sure what we're going to do with it. Maybe make more of an ambient track. I would like to work some of the beats that I usually make into my videos. Most of my videos don't well represent the stuff that I make all the time. Let's just start out with this. Start really simple. We can turn up the speed a little bit. Let's go to 152. And now we got this progression, so this is going to be kind of slower. You're going to really be biting your nails with the attention spans here. I'll put some Subway Surfers on the screen so you can stay focused. Alright, I hope you're still with me. I think I just lost half of my viewer base. And yes, so we want this to be ambient. We want it to be very atmospheric. These are my favorite buzzwords, but they motivate me to no end. So when I think of icy sounds, I think of like kind of some bells, some tubular bells. Let's see if we can find another sound that we want to incorporate here. So now I've got this sound right here. But it's almost a little too clear, you know. I wanna obscure it a little bit. So here's a plugin that I haven't used in a good while, but I want to see if it can work out here. Sounds pretty good to me. Next up, I got this other sound I added. It's we're trying to add some quicker notes in here since everything has been pretty slow so far. We still want it to feel slow, but we want to have quicker notes so there's more to focus on. I also really like the texture of this. It's kind of like a piano-ish thing. Yeah, so that's just going to be doing its own thing throughout the song. I got a pulsator on there, so that way it's kind of going left to right. Nothing too crazy. I've used this in other videos. Next up, I've got this pad I added. It's very quiet in the background, but I think it adds a lot. I've also got some stereo effects on this. Stereo tools, LEDSPA, sorry, my bad. And a bit of vintage reverb, just so that the sound doesn't die out immediately as the cycle restarts. It just sounds like this. Right, so we got a decent amount of stuff going on here. What I want to do is I want to start adding drums, and I want to add drums the way that I usually add drums, because for some reason in all my videos, I mean except some of my older ones, my most recent videos don't really reflect my usual beat making style, so I want to do something that's a little bit closer to home. I also might start breaking down some of my beats that I really like, because I do think I have some methods that I use to make beats that are quite interesting, and for some reason, I never use them when I make a beat on the fly. This is all entirely my own fault. Anyways, so when I think about, you know, chilly, cold, I think about crashes. I think about crashes, and I think about a lot of high-end and cymbals. A lot of high-end mixed with a lot of lower-end, like sub-bass. I've got to have some sub-bass in here. But let's get some crashes going first. Alright, I think this might be a sufficient amount of crashes, so it adds quite a bit to the overall atmosphere. I also might start EQing some of this stuff, so just to touch it up a little bit. I also high-passed the, you know, all the melodic stuff that I had going on earlier, because I want to have room for a bass, and this stuff specifically would just be too much for a bass. So let's give it a listen now. All right, let's go full drums. All right, I did some drums. Here's what the drums are sounding like so far. Let's do a little bit of structure in here, just so that we know what we're working with. All right, so I did some structuring. We got this little fade in here. I actually have a reverse crash, which I haven't used in a good while. Is there anything else interesting going on here? Not really. I mean, the percussion is pretty basic. The only like interesting stuff that you probably don't already know how to do is I got the perk, and I put some reverb on it and EQ'd it, and then it kind of sounds like. So it's pretty cool, but again, nothing unique. I did a kind of similar thing with the. Yeah, I don't know. It's feeling a bit cluttered, but overall, I'm a fan. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stuff, the little Christmas bell, I'm going to move it over here, so that way it cuts out here. I don't know. I might leave it at that. I don't really know how I'm going to structure it right now, but yeah, I figured I would just throw out a quick video there, asking once more for some video ideas, obviously, although I still got plenty that I still have yet to do. And without further ado, here's the full beat as it is, currently structured. Like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.